Breaking news out of Dallas today, folks, and this one's going to shake the entire NFL landscape. That's right, we've got massive news coming out of Cowboys Nation. Hakeem Adeniji is officially a Dallas Cowboy. The trade has just been confirmed, and none other than Jerry Jones himself has spoken publicly about it. If you're a Cowboys fan or even just an NFL junkie, you're going to want to sit tight for this one because this isn't just a minor roster adjustment, this is a calculated, strategic, and potentially season-defining move by one of the most polarizing front office figures in sports. So grab your coffee, your Cowboys cap, and let's dive straight into what just happened and what it could mean for the future of America's team. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with Hakeem Adeniji, let me bring you up to speed. Adeniji is a highly underrated and versatile offensive lineman who was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals back in 2020. A sixth-round pick out of Kansas, he's proven to be one of those guys who plays with a chip on his shoulder, eager to show teams that draft status doesn't define your career. Throughout his NFL journey, he's shown time and again that he can hold his own against some of the league's most formidable defensive lines. His raw power, quick feet, and football IQ have allowed him to play multiple positions on the offensive line, a quality that coaches and front office staff absolutely love. This isn't just a guy filling out a roster spot. This is a player who can come in and contribute immediately in multiple roles, and with the Cowboys' O-line needing reinforcements after injuries and inconsistency last season, this couldn't have come at a better time. So how did this all come about? According to insiders, the Cowboys had been quietly monitoring the offensive line market for the past few months, knowing that depth and durability were going to be key in the long grind of the upcoming season. Jerry Jones, known for his flair for bold, attention-grabbing moves, didn't want to make a splash just for the headlines. He wanted someone who could come in and stabilize the trenches. And when Adeniji became available, Jones didn't hesitate. He made the call, worked his magic behind the scenes, and now Hakeem Adeniji is wearing the star. Jones was quoted saying, and I'll paraphrase here, "We needed a guy who could step in and give us options. A player who's got experience, grit, and the kind of work ethic that fits our culture." That's high praise coming from a man who's seen every type of player walk through those locker room doors over the years. Now let's talk implications, because this move is about way more than just plugging in a body on the O-line. This signals something bigger. It signals that the Cowboys are not content with simply competing, they want to dominate. The NFC East has become one of the toughest divisions in football, with the Eagles, Commanders, and even the Giants loading up talent across the board. The margin for error is razor thin. So for the Cowboys, protecting Dak Prescott has to be priority number one. You can have all the weapons in the world on offense: CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Brandon Cooks, and even a newly drafted tight end, but if you can't give your quarterback time in the pocket, none of it matters. With Adeniji, they're getting a guy who's not only proven but still young, still hungry, and still developing. He's got several good years ahead of him, and he knows that this could be the opportunity that redefines his career. Let's not forget, this move also reflects the coaching staff's input. Mike McCarthy, offensive line coach Mike Solari, and the rest of the staff have reportedly been in discussions about how to maximize their blocking schemes. The team has struggled at times with both run and pass blocking efficiency, and bringing in a player like Adeniji opens up the playbook. He's strong enough to seal the edge in the run game and agile enough to hold up in pass protection. That's versatility that very few linemen bring to the table, and with the ever-evolving defensive fronts in today's NFL, you need linemen who can adjust on the fly, handle stunts and blitz packages, and communicate effectively. Adeniji brings all of that and more. And let's be real, the Cowboys haven't had the best luck when it comes to keeping their offensive line healthy. Injuries have plagued them for several seasons now, and depth has always been a concern. Tyron Smith, as much of a beast as he is, has had trouble staying on the field. Zach Martin is still elite, but he's not getting any younger. Tyler Biadasz and Tyler Smith are promising, but they're still developing. Adding Adeniji gives Dallas a much-needed insurance policy and a player who can step in and start at a moment's notice without a significant drop in quality. From a locker room standpoint, Sources say Adeniji is a high-character guy, quiet, focused, and all about the work. He doesn't seek the limelight, and that fits perfectly with the blue-collar culture the Cowboys have been trying to cultivate. Leaders like Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, and DeMarcus Lawrence have emphasized accountability and professionalism, and from all accounts, Adeniji fits right into that mold. This isn't a flashy pickup. This is a smart, strategic move by a franchise that knows it's got a narrow window to make a legitimate run at a Super Bowl. Fans have already taken to social media with their thoughts, and let me tell you, the reactions are overwhelmingly positive. On Twitter, you've got fans saying things like, "Finally some depth on the O-line. This could be huge come December." Others are more pumped about the long-term upside, with tweets like, "Adeniji is young, athletic, and versatile. If he stays healthy, he's a starter." Cowboys Reddit is blowing up with speculation about how this move might change the offensive scheme, with some fans predicting that the Cowboys will now have more freedom to execute screen passes, power runs, and misdirection plays, things they struggled with due to inconsistent line play last season. And look, it's not just about football. This is also a feel-good story. Adeniji is a Texas native, born in Garland, just a stone's throw away from it&T Stadium. Coming home to play for the team he grew up watching? You can't write a better narrative than that. There's something special about suiting up for your hometown team. There's pride, there's energy, and there's motivation to leave it all out on the field. That emotional connection could light a fire under Adeniji and push him to reach new levels in his career. But let's not get it twisted, this isn't just about vibes. The Cowboys are in win-now mode, and they're making moves that reflect that mentality. With the 2025 season shaping up to be one of the most competitive in recent memory, every roster spot matters. Every snap counts, and every trade, every acquisition, could be the difference between watching the Super Bowl at home or hoisting the Lombardi Trophy under the confetti. The Cowboys know this. Jerry Jones knows this. And by bringing in Hakeem Adeniji, they're letting the league know that they're not playing around this year. So what's next for the Cowboys? Well, with OTAs around the corner and training camp following soon after, Adeniji will have a chance to get into the system quickly. He'll start building chemistry with Doc, learning the cadence, adjusting to the playbook, and figuring out where he fits in the rotation. It's possible we'll see him rotate in during preseason to evaluate his fit at guard or tackle, depending on where the need arises most urgently. And don't be surprised if, by week 1, he's lining up with the starters or at least rotating heavily. And let's not forget the bigger picture, this move could set the stage for even more trades or free agent signings. With Jones confirming the deal and showing a willingness to be aggressive, the Cowboys could look to bolster other areas, such as linebacker depth or even secondary support. But for now, this is a win. A quiet, calculated, under-the-radar win that could pay major dividends later in the season. In conclusion, the Dallas Cowboys have made one of the smartest offseason moves in recent memory by bringing Hakeem Adeniji back to his home state. It's not the flashiest move, but it's arguably one of the most important. The offensive line is the heartbeat of any successful football team, and now, with Adeniji in the mix, the Cowboys have more options, more flexibility, and more protection for their franchise quarterback. Jerry Jones has sent a message loud and clear: the Cowboys are not content with just making the playoffs. They want more, they want a ring, and this move, it just might be one of the key pieces to making that dream a reality. So what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Is this the move that puts us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button if you're hyped about the addition of Adeniji, and don't forget to subscribe for more breaking news, analysis, and everything Cowboys. This has been your host, and we'll catch you in the next video. Let's go Cowboys!